Hi again and welcome to day 2 of the Pilates core series. As I said in day 1, this series is suitable for all levels because we're going to start at beginner level for each exercise and then progress the exercises. So as always, you can either stay at beginner level or you can come with me for the progressions, or you can just see how you feel on the day. So we're going to start down in tabletop or 4-point kneeling. So you've got your hands underneath the shoulders and your knees under the hips. Now, sometimes it can be beneficial to slide the hands just a little bit further forwards so that we take a bit of pressure off the wrists. Now, from here, we're going to start with a little bit of a cat stretch. So we're going to take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to squeeze the tailbone underneath, chin into the chest as we push the spine up to the ceiling. And then as we breathe in, we're going to lower and release. And again, as we breathe out, we're going to draw the tummy in, chin into the chest, lift the spine. And again, breathe in to release. We're going to take 2 more. Again, we come up, pull the tummy in, nice big stretch. And again, we release. Good, 1 more. Good, well done. Now from here, we're going to start to move through the arms and legs to create a bit of a challenge for the core. So I want you to at first just squeeze the ribs to pelvis slightly so you're creating a flatter back. We're going to take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, we're going to slide the right arm forwards. Now we're not reaching, we're just lengthening, and the left leg back. And then we breathe in as we bring them back to the start position, and we breathe out as we slide the left arm away, right leg back. And again, we breathe in as we come back to the center. So this is your level 1. As you move opposite arm and leg away from the center line, just starting to challenge your core. Now you can stay at this level or you can start to make it more challenging. So to our level 2, we take the opposite arm and leg out into extension, and then we just lift the arm, we lower down, and then we lift the leg. Now we're only bringing them up to shoulder and hip height. And again, we do the same to the other side. So we just take the arm, we lower down, and then we take the leg. So this is your level 2. And again, depending on your starting point, this might be enough for you. Level 3, we move again, opposite arm, opposite leg. This time, we take the arm up and we bring the leg up to join the arm. We lower down, we come all the way back. And again, the same over to the other side. So the idea of this movement is that you move with control. There's no swinging and swaying through the trunk of the body. Now I'm going to offer you 1 more level for progression. This is quite a challenge. So you're going to bring the arm and leg up. Now here we're going to move the arm and the leg slightly away from the center line. So we're not coming too far away, and we're certainly not swinging at all through the body. It's just a small movement. So the torso stays completely still. We also want to keep the arm and the leg at a diagonal. Now the leg can obviously move much further away. Sorry, the arm can move much further away from the body than the leg. But we want to keep the wrist and the ankle at a diagonal from each other. We're going to take 1 more to each side, and then we're going to take a little rest before we move on. Last one. So make sure you've done both sides equally, and then just sit back. Now obviously when we're in this tabletop position, the wrists can get a little bit fatigued, so we're just going to loosen off into the wrists and just get your breath. Good, and just a little bit of a stretch here, pushing down with the hands into the back of the body. And then we're going to shift position, and we're going to come over onto the right side. Now, if you have a thin mat and you're on a hard surface, just make sure that your elbow is not going to bruise on the floor. and you want your elbow underneath your shoulder. We're gonna lift out of the waist. We've got the knees forwards and the heels back. We're gonna take a breath in as we take the left arm up. And then as we breathe out, we're gonna push the arm underneath through the gap. As we breathe in, we're gonna open up, we're gonna look at the hand. And again, as we breathe out, we're gonna push underneath. Now, if you want a little bit more challenge here, as you take the arm up and overhead, you're gonna push through your knees to lift your hips off the floor. You're then gonna lower your hips down, and then you're gonna push the arm underneath. So this is your level 2. Your level 3, you keep the hips lifted, then you thread the needle. You unthread the needle and you lower the hips down. So this is your level 3, sending that arm underneath whilst you've got the hips off the floor. Your level 4, you just keep the hips off and you keep threading and unthreading the needle. And then one last level for those of you that really want to challenge, we have the top leg out straight. And we just push the arm underneath, remembering to breathe. We're going to take 2 more. Good, well done. Rest it down. Now this does get the shoulder a little bit, so if you feel a bit achy in the shoulder, just come up, give the shoulder a little bit of a circle. And again, if you're feeling a bit weary here through the right side of the body, take the arm up and just reach over for a stretch. If you're struggling a little bit with your legs in this position, you can bring them round in front, or you can take them into crossed. And then we're going to come over onto the other side. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So again, coming down onto the left forearm. Again, making sure that the elbow is protected. Elbow is under the shoulder. We lift out of the waist. The right arm is up. Again, we take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we push. Breath in as we unthread the needle. Breathe out as we push. So you're level 1. Level 2, as the arm comes up, we push through the knees, we lift the hips, we lower the hips, and then we thread our needle. Level 3, the hips stay off. We thread, we unthread, and lower down. So as we thread our needle, we keep the hips off. Level 4, the hips stay up. So we just keep threading and unthreading the needle as the hips stay off the floor. And then for those of you who really want to challenge for level 5, that top leg comes out straight. And we keep just threading and unthreading the needle, challenging those obliques. We're going to take 1 more. And again, we're going to lower those hips down. And again, if the shoulder's feeling a little bit weary, come up here, give the shoulder a little loosen off. And again, if it's difficult to sit in this position, bring the legs in front or outstretched. And again, just take a little side bend here just to release some tension through the waist. And then we're going to come over onto our back where we've got 1 more exercise to go. So you're going to come down onto your back. And from here, we're going to bring the legs up into tabletop. Now, again, here, ribs to pelvis. So we've got a secure base to move from. And you're going to bring both hands onto your right knee. Now, we're going to take a breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen the left leg up. Now, as we take another breath in, we're going to switch the hands over to the left knee. And as we breathe out, we're going to take the right leg up. This is your level 1. So each time we cross the hand over to the other knee, we kick that leg up. Level 2. As we lengthen the leg, we lengthen it away from us. So we start to kick the leg away, lowering the leg down a little bit. We can also scissor the change from side to side. Now we can do this whether we got the legs up or whether we're starting to lower the legs down. We can add in some extra resistance by lifting the head and shoulders off the mat. So each time you come up here, and then lower down, switch, and lower down. You can, of course, keep the head and shoulders off. So you find the right level for you. If you're lifting the head and shoulders off, you want to keep a gap between the chin and the chest. Now, whichever level you're taking here, we're going to keep going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Well done. Have a little hug of those knees into the chest. Hopefully you can feel those core muscles having worked throughout all of those exercises that we've done today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as always, I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for some more.